very different quarterbacks in this game. You have the old school, right, in Peyton Manning. I guess you could say you have the new school in Cam Newton. And if you look at the Super Bowl, the last 4 years, you've had a multifaceted, versatile quarterback on the NFC side. You had Kaepernick, you had Russell Wilson, and now you have Cam again, the traditional drop-back passers in the AFC with Brady, Manning, and Flacco. Is this a changing? Is this an actual changing of the guard?
And before Russell Wilson, it was Kaepernick, right? I mean, and he ran for a lot of yards too. Okay, so a lot of people think this is changing of the guards. This is where we're headed, okay? And that's great, and that's exciting. And the pocket passers they're not a dinosaur because you playing with a great arm and a head. There's nothing wrong with that. Nope. But here's the thing. There aren't a lot of Cam Newtons out there coming up. I'm just saying. A lot of teams in college will run the spread. In fact, most teams run the spread. A lot of teams still run option. That doesn't mean that there's a Cam Newton or a Russell Wilson that's coming up and is gonna play this well in the league. So we should enjoy.
You watched Deshaun Watson from Clemson play?
That's a whole other All-American, that guy. But you know what?
Good plug by Mooch.
I had a guy that was athletic, Steve Young. All right. Yeah. But you know what? I felt that the older the guys get, and the more money they make, you better not hit them very often. You better not be running with the football because it's a risk for the organization.
No, you're right, 100%. You know, for me, I'm looking at these two quarterbacks, and some would say, well, what's the biggest differences? And you're automatically going to look at how athletic Cam Newton is. And you look at the amount of touchdowns, rushing and passing through the postseason. Who's number one? It's only a few years ago, and it's Peyton Manning with 61 TDs. He had 60 catches, past TDs, and 1 rushing touchdown. You know who's number 10 on that list? Cam Newton at 50. This young in his career, he's already cracked the top 10 through the postseason. 38 passing TDs and 12 rushing. So for me, when looking at these two guys, obviously there's glaring differences. But you can have one quarterback that is traditional. And like you said, you can never outcoach intelligence. And then you can have one quarterback who is extremely athletic, and you can't outcoach that either.
And you're right, Nate. And I think that's what's going to happen, Dan. I think we need to think about what they're doing in college when they scout these high school quarterbacks. If you guys haven't paid attention, what they do now is if there's a pocket passer and a dual threat guy, so they categorize it. You may be the number 1 dual threat guy coming out of high school, or you may be the number 1 pocket passer coming out of high school.
Separate guys.
Two separate guys. And here's the thing. It helps the offense or a coaching staff identify what this guy does well. If he's a dual threat, then obviously I want him in my type of offense if I'm running that style of offense. Now, if I got a guy that's a pocket passer, obviously I'm going to cater my offense around that guy that's a pocket passer. So I think it helps us identify what these guys do well, because it's not going to change, guys. You're going to have pocket passers and you're going to have dual threat guys coming out.
What style are you?
We've come full circle on this argument. RG3's rookie year, we said, oh, wow, this is the future of the NFL. Now we've come all the way back to pocket passers. Now we're saying again that the dual threat guys could succeed.
Well, listen. And you got Chip Kelly over there, and he's going to see if he can get Kaepernick going again. You know, and that might be a perfect fit for him. You know, if I was coaching again, you know, what would I want? I want this great athlete that's really smart, and he can really sling it, and he's coachable, and he's a good guy.
A combination of it.
He does it all.
Are you fusing the two guys?
I want it all.
Okay, so you want Peyton Newton? Is that what you want? Hey, listen, I'm going to just say like this. Every kitchen is different, so it depends on what the coach wants in his recipe. For me as a player, I would love to play with Cam Newton because I know he can drop back and hit me traditionally on a route, and if he has to scramble, I can get loose and scramble like he's done with Ted Ginn, really making him a revitalized receiver. So I got Cam.
He takes some of your carries for you.
I'm a runner. I'm a runner. I want the pocket passer. I
Let's throw the numbers out.
I got the pocket pass.